Hey y'all, it's Mary Payne and welcome to Pink Shade. Normally in this spot, we are doing 90 Day Before the 90 Days with Kimberly of A Date with Dateline. But this week I'm on a little bit of a medical break, just a week. Don't worry, I'll be back next week. So I am giving you an episode that I did a few weeks ago. It was an interview with Emily and Kobe of Pillow Talk, formerly of 90 Day. I loved talking to them. They were so fun. They're just like they appear on TV. So I hope you enjoyed this interview, and I'll be back with Before the 90 Days next week.
Yeah.
Hi, guys. Welcome to Pink Shade. It's Mary Payne here. And guess who I've got with me? You guys, I have Emily and Kobe, season 9 of 90 Day Fiance, now on Pillow Talk. And you guys, you don't know this, but we have done imitations, Emily, of you for a while because you're always like, oh my God, Kobe!
That's
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
Life. Yeah.
It's been a joy. And so you guys have been so great on Pillow Talk. And I know you guys are getting so much love for being on Pillow Talk. So fingers crossed you're staying on Pillow Talk for a while if you're not doing another 90 day because we need you on because you guys have great insights.
Aw,
Aw,
thank
thank
you.
you.
We love Pillow Talk. We want to stay on Pillow Talk for as long as possible. So, but we do get a whole lot of love. Like, I think every episode that comes out, Kobe and I both just get messages on our social medias like, this Pillow Talk was so great. You guys are hilarious. We love you. So it's really motivating because we get to be ourselves and
I mean, that's the most important thing is that we get to be who we are. Like,
yeah, and we're funny, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm pretty funny. Kobe's funny too, but
You guys are very funny. And that last episode a couple of ago for 90 Day the Other Way with Mary and Brandon, and you were like, Kobe, go in the bathroom. Who are you talking to in the bathroom? And you were FaceTiming him while he was in the bathroom, like, I have to be on the phone with you 24/7. I was crying laughing so hard. So funny. So funny.
even doing that scene, I couldn't imagine being on the phone 24/7 with Kobe. Like
No.
I could not do it. And so we had a lot of fun with that. And then after that, I was like, no, I mean, I don't FaceTime you, I live with you, but it's just like, I couldn't imagine being on the phone with you 24/7.
So are you guys covering the other way now? Are you doing any others or you're just doing the other way?
We are doing the other way and we have some upcoming too. So, um, yes, I don't know.
I mean, I don't really know much. Like, sometimes just tell us, okay, you guys, this is what you guys are gonna do
Yeah.
on Pillow Talk.
What
Like,
you're
we
gonna
really
watch.
do.
Yeah.
It's not like we have a program. So
But
just
we're pretty booked though. Like
Yeah.
on Pillow Talk, we're pretty booked on Pillow Talk. So we have a lot. You'll see us a lot in the future on Pillow Talk.
I love it. I love it because you always have your big Stanley cup like I have.
Oh,
I'm
mine's
always
right
like,
here. Yeah.
yeah, I'm always like, she's got the big cup. I was like, I love the big cup.
Okay. How many do you have? How many big cups do you have?
Okay, well, this is my favorite one.
Okay.
And then let me tell you something I just found out today. I'm on some sort of website that's like Steve's Deals or somebody's, it like popped up on my Instagram or my Facebook, somebody's deals. And it was like a Bed Bath and Beyond. All their Stanley cups this size are like $6, every color.
Oh.
So I went and ordered like 6 of the hot pink ones so that I could label them for the podcast.
That's what I want. I want a hot pink one so bad. I have like 5 big Stanley cups, and like every time a new launch comes, I'm like, Kobe, look. Do not buy another freaking cup. Like, we don't even, like, we have so
I mean,
many.
there's no
I had to start
space.
giving them away because I get bored sometimes with the color. I have to get a new color,
Kobe, do you have a big cup too?
I mean, I got one.
and you love it. You love
No,
his
I
cup.
like it. Like, we drink a lot of water, so
Yeah. But when you give birth, they give you the big giant.
Yes.
He used that for the longest time, and I used it too. I loved it. But then when I got my Stanley, and it fits into a cup holder,
Yes.
it's just like, it's great. He's like, don't buy me one. I'm going to use this hospital mug forever. And I'm like, "No, you're not." So for Father's Day one year, I added it in his gift, and now he loves it.
Man, it's
He's a convert.
Oh, yeah.
He's a All right, so we know from your season that you guys met when you were both working in China. I was trying to remember tonight. So, Emily, were you teaching English in China?
Yep. So I was teaching English there for a summer camp, and that's when I met Kobe.
And Kobe, you were a hot model out on the town?
I initially went to China for studies and then started hustling and teaching English, but I did modeling along the line.
Underwear modeling, yeah.
Yeah.
Underwear modeling. Okay. And then did y'all meet up? Y'all met like up into club? You met in a
Yeah,
club?
we met at a bar, and I noticed him first because I was like, "Oh my god, he's so hot, and he has big arms, and I love big arms." And I followed him to the bathroom, and he
Oh
asked
man,
for my number first. And then yeah, it was like over with from
yeah.
there. I was like,
It's just so crazy how we met and where we are right now.
I
There's
brought
no
yeah,
relationship at all.
I say it like once a week, like, wow, our life is so crazy, like so crazy.
So, and then how long were you actually together in person before you went your separate ways?
So the first time I was in China, we were together for 3 weeks.
Yeah, I think
It was like
two,
three.
3 weeks, not up to
And
three
then he
weeks.
proposed to me. And then I went to Thailand for a month.
Mhm.
And then I came back to America. And then I went back to China for 2 months to teach. And then that's when I got pregnant with Coben and came back to America.
Okay, I think on the show we were led to believe that you guys were together that 2 weeks and then you came home and you were pregnant. And I was like, "Well, that was fast."
Yeah.
Um, but that's not the case. You guys had seen each other a few other times.
Yeah, we had seen each other. So we had, yes. So we did have another like month and a half together. And then that's when I got pregnant. Um,
Yeah.
and yes, very expensive souvenir. My parents always joke.
So, how long were you apart? So definitely the whole 9 months of the pregnancy plus time until he came over. How long was that time?
So it was
We
about 2 years. Yeah, it was two
Wow.
years.
we were apart for 2 years.
He was supposed to come the week before I gave birth to Coben. That was like
Yeah.
the plan. He was going to get his visiting visa. And
Mhm.
then when that got denied, because we initially thought, oh, visiting visa, you'll get here way faster than our K1 visa, and I
Yeah.
wanted him to be
Yeah.
with for Coben. So when that got denied, we right away applied for the K1, but then COVID hit. So then that was another 9 months that, yeah, he wasn't able to be here. So that was really tough because I'm like, if it wasn't for this pandemic, like you would be here.
Mm.
But then that
Yeah.
we applied for the show and then we got on the show. So, it all works out in the end. And we were very, I mean, we love 90 Day Fiance and we were very blessed to be on the show. A lot of good has come of it. So, it all worked out.
Yeah. Did you were you a fan of the show and then they put that thing at the end like if you know somebody who's trying to get a K1 did you apply like that? Like how does it come to you like, "Oh my gosh, I'm in this situation. I should apply."
Yeah, so we never saw the show ever, and it was
Oh.
actually my nephew's mom who was like, "Your story is so crazy. I'm gonna apply you for 90 Day Fiance." And I was like, "Oh, that's cool. Like, I know it's a show on TLC, but like back then I was a nanny. Like, I hardly watched TV, so I was like, I just heard about it, and so, yeah, if you do all the paperwork and you can apply us, whatever. And so she did. And then after she applied us to be on it, I think like 6 months later, I got a call from New York, which normally I would not answer. I
Right.
did. Yeah. And it was, them calling me, telling me, like, we're very interested in your story. We've never had a couple where the fathers never met their son before. So
Right.
it was a big um it was a big story. And so I was like, yeah, like we're interested. And yeah, we kind of jumped into it and didn't really know what we were getting into, but overall it was a great experience and we do it all over again.
Would you do 90 Day Happily Ever After or is that in the works?
I think if the opportunity presented itself,
Mhm.
we would talk about it. Because it does take up, filming does take up a big chunk of time. And I feel like with two little kids, like I don't know how it would all. I mean, and I'm sure we could get it to work. Lauren and Alexi has 3 children.
I know, yeah.
But I don't think we would deny it if it
Yeah.
was offered.
All right, TLC, hear our prayers.
Yeah.
So so, Kobe, how many siblings do you have? And then Emily, how many siblings do you have? I'm trying to figure out your family dynamics.
I have 10 siblings.
Stop it. No way.
My dad was,
He was busy. He's
he was
busy.
busy. Yeah,
He liked to make the babies.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gracious, 10. Okay. And so, wow, 10. So, have any of your siblings been able to meet Coben and the new baby is Scarlett? Is that right?
Scarlett,
Yeah,
yeah.
Yes.
not yet, but we always FaceTime. Yeah,
Yeah. And they can see them.
that's the only time they've seen. I can't wait, like when I'm gonna take them back home, like my
Yeah.
family to meet my son, my kids, and stuff like that.
That would be very. Is everyone there in Cameroon? Everyone?
My elder sister is in France. Oh no, she went back home. She went back home. So they're all back home now.
Back home now. And then Emily, you have at least one sister we saw on the show.
Yep. So I have there's 5 of us all together. So I have 3
Wow.
brothers and 1 sister. Um
Wow.
and a couple of them didn't want to be filmed and the others don't live in Kansas. So
Yeah.
but my sister for COVID, she lives in LA originally, but she was able to come back and visit a lot. So when we started filming, she was here and kind of stayed, because then we got married and then, I was pregnant with Scarlett. So then she just kind of hung out. So she was a,
All right. Well, I have a question. So, you guys said on the show that your parents' house in Kansas, that your dad's an architect, but the house only had one bathroom.
yeah.
Now, this is a big topic of discussion amongst the podcasters. Like, how is the dad an architect and they have all these kids and they only have one bathroom? Is that true?
No. So we have a
Okay.
6 bedroom, 3 bathroom house, but
Okay.
during the time of filming, 2 of the bathrooms were under construction. So because they weren't usable, they were just like, we're just going to say you have one bathroom because you really only have one bathroom to share right now because the other 2 are going, like one of them was getting completely renovated.
Yeah. Okay.
So yes, no, we have 3 bathrooms.
So I was like, that's not a very good architect to have all those kids in one bathroom. It's
Yeah.
like the Brady Bunch house with they all 6 kids shared one bathroom.
Oh gosh, when we move, we each need our own bathroom because I need my own bathroom.
Yes. Now, so you guys are still in Kansas. Are you still at your parents' house?
Currently, we are at our parents' house. We just started looking at houses. Um,
Exciting.
Very exciting, but unfortunately, everything is very overpriced and needs a lot of work right now.
Mhm.
So now it's just a matter of waiting until we find, something that'll work for us because, eventually we do want to grow our family and we don't just want to buy, a 3 bedroom home right now where what if we grow out of that in 3 years, So it's like trying to think of, and we live in the country with my parents. They have a big backyard. We really want a big backyard. We both are big into our gardens. Um,
Yeah.
and we love having chickens. So it's hard. And the only house out here by my parents for sale is like $1.7 million. So we're not going to afford.
Not in the
Yeah.
not in the budget. Not in the budget.
No.
So, are you still Emily, are you still working as a nanny?
Nope. Right now, I'm just home with the kids, and then
Okay.
obviously we just do pillow talk as well. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's kind of like my side hustle.
And Kobe, what are you doing now?
Well, I work with an asphalt company as a QC guy, so I'm mostly testing the asphalt.
The asphalt company. Gosh, see, and it's hot there, so that's really hot. That's hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I thank God I work in the lab
Yeah.
though. So
Okay, you work indoors.
yeah,
Yes.
I work indoors. So after we make the asphalt, there are guys that do the paving on the road, but I just pull my sample and test what they're paving just to make sure that the quality is respected.
I'm trying to remember. Did you say you had an engineering degree or you
I have
had what?
background under civil engineering, and then I
Yes.
have associate degree under telecommunications.
Okay. All right. Well, that sounds like a good job for you then. Perfect.
I
Yeah.
mean, when I had my paperwork, I applied a couple of jobs on the like I mostly work on height, and most of the jobs I found required me to travel a lot, and I didn't want to travel because my kids were really little, and then
Mhm.
away from my wife for a long time, so
Aw.
I just
Tell
wanted something that I could go to work and come back home and see my family.
tell her your dream
Yes.
job though. His dream job is he really wants to work from home.
I mean,
He's like, "I really wanna work from home." And I'm like, "You do?" And he's like,
yeah.
"Yes, like,
I
I
want to
wanna
work
be
from
with
home
you."
because I can travel. I mean, I can see you guys almost all the time and
Yeah,
do my own things. Like I'm one guy that I like to exercise, like make sports.
Mhm.
But with my current job, I cannot really do that because I leave in the
yeah,
morning and come back in the evening, and I need to spend time with the kids. I need to get our own time together. So I
yeah,
don't really have that time, and it's like I don't really have like a social life, like to do
Yeah.
certain things just because of my job, and that is it. So
yeah,
I'm just trying to bridge that gap where I can be able to do something that I like.
yeah,
Yes, yes. The working from home is interesting because obviously my job, I work at home, but my husband always was a go into DC and work and come home at night, totally traditional. And I did stay home with my kids when they were little. They're old now, but it when the pandemic hit and everybody worked from home, and for those of us that weren't used to having our spouse at home, it's not so great.
yeah,
You're like, get out of here.
yeah, I know. What's funny, when he was in Africa and before he got here, he would say all the time, he's like, "I can't wait to be there. You and I, we're gonna go to the gym together. We're gonna go on walks together. We're gonna do everything together." And I was like, "Babe, like I miss you like a lot.
Mhm.
Like, no, I can't wait for you to be here to take Coben so I can go to the gym, so
Yes.
I can go grocery. Like I couldn't wait for that. But I think we do like our own time together. We do go to the gym separately, and
Mhm.
we do our own thing, but we make time together. We make it work.
Well, you guys are doing pillow talk. I mean, that's listen, I my husband has never watched a show with me ever. I think the last show we watched together was like The West Wing or something like from the I mean, in the 2000s, like early 2000s. We never watched it because I watch all this TLC and stuff for my job that I love and Bravo and all this. And then he just wants to watch, Everybody Loves Raymond and Seinfeld and like Shark Week
Yeah.
or sports. Any sport, it doesn't even matter. There was a pickleball championship on the other day. He's like, "Look at this."
I mean, I'm more into basketball, and sometimes
Oh,
I'll have
when
to
it's
let go my basketball
basketball,
and watch whatever she wants.
we don't even talk when it's like basketball season because he is watching basketball 24/7.
Oh, come on.
Do you like professional or you like college? I like college
I
basketball.
like
I
college.
like I like NBA because back in Africa we don't really know about college. We just watch the
Yeah.
NBA.
Right, right.
I don't
I've
know
been
anything about.
I've been to if you've ever been to an NBA game, those guys are so huge
Yeah,
that it's really crazy to see because the basketball court is the same size as say my teenage son's basketball, right? It's the
Yeah.
same size court. And you see these huge guys and they take that court in like 4 steps,
Yeah.
you know, because they're so big.
Yeah.
It's yeah, we watch a lot. My son watches a lot of NBA, but the whole family we enjoy the college basketball a lot. And then you
Yeah.
see these guys come up and then they become a Michael Jordan or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kobe, you got to get into the college basketball. You got to
but
Kansas has a great team.
We have
yeah.
a great team, and I finally am getting him into NFL because we're big Chiefs fans over here. So
Okay.
yeah, we're getting into that, right?
Okay.
I'm
Yeah,
liking
yeah.
it so far.
Cuz you we're not used to watching football like that, right? You're just
We don't
probably
have American football. We have a soccer. Sometimes when I talk with somebody referring to football, they say, "Wait, what do you mean? Like I'm like a soccer?"
soccer. You have to
Yeah.
say soccer cuz we don't know what that means over here. Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty dumb. You guys, do you have little ones in your house? Little Spoon has something for all size baby. They've got little babies all the way up to toddlers. Little Spoon is a one stop shop for healthy, easy meals and snacks for little babies, toddlers, and big kids. And it is delivered right to your door, which is something we all need these days. There are the baby blends, which is obviously baby food. There are biteables, which is like a transition to finger foods, when the kids are going from one thing to the other. Then there's platables, which are toddler and big kid meals. And then there's the smoothies that come in those cute little pouches. So I had some Little Spoon sent to my nephew, James, sweet baby James. He's so adorable. I've got two more babies coming in my family soon, but I digress. Anyway, James agreed to be a taste tester. He's super picky, and his mom told me that he loved the plates. He especially loved the mac and cheese. The mac and cheese has hidden veggies. Don't tell James. And he also loved the strawberry banana shake smoothie. I mean, that sounds good to me, let's be honest. Little Spoon makes everything fresh and uses absolutely nothing artificial. It's just like homemade, all delivered to your door and ready in seconds. Pop your meals in the fridge or the freezer when they arrive and then use them when you're ready. It's that easy. You guys think about like after school or at that witching hour at like 5:30 and you got to quickly make dinner and you've got screaming toddlers and babies. I've been there and I really really wish Little Spoon was a thing during that time of my life. It totally could have helped me. From the baby food all the way to the big plates, it ranges from $3 to $7 a meal. And again, if this was around when I had Anna and John, it would have helped me a lot. I wouldn't have had to like walk around with John and a baby Bjorn while I was trying to make dinner while Anna was like throwing blocks at my head. It just would have been great. So make this year's back to school chaos a little more manageable and time saving, delicious and healthy with meals and snacks your kids will love. You're going to go to littlespoon.com/pink shade. Enter our code, which is pink shade. When you enter that, you're going to get 30% off. Y'all, that's a lot. So Little Spoon, LITTLESPOON.com/pink shade and enter our code pink shade for 30% off at checkout. And let me know if your kids like it. You guys, you don't want to miss music's most iconic night. That's right, the MTV Music Video Awards on Tuesday, September 12th at 8, 7 Central. There's going to be unbelievable live performances from your favorite artists like Anita, Doja Cat, Carol G, Lil Wayne, Måneskin, Tomorrow and Together, and so many more. And you can't miss Demi Lovato's 6 years in the making return to the VMA stage. You guys, I love Demi Lovato. Plus, this year's Video Vanguard Award goes to Shakira. She's going to bring the house down with a career spanning performance. I love it. And Diddy takes home this year's Global Icon Award. The party doesn't stop there. Who's going to take home the Moon Person for Video of the Year? Is it going to be Doja Cat, Miley Cyrus, Sam Smith and Kim Petras, SZA, or Taylor Swift? My bet's on Taylor Swift. The MTV Video Music Awards are live on Tuesday, September 12th at 8, 7 Central. Watch on MTV. So, all right, okay, this is back to the show. So, how long was how long was Kobe in Kansas and when you got pregnant with Scarlett? It was a short time.
Oh boy. We probably made Scarlett like 2 weeks of him being
No, I think like
Kansas.
maybe a month.
Maybe a month.
A month.
Maybe a month. Because, when we were filming, I kept obviously the big thing, my parents were like, don't have another baby in our house.
Yes.
And we were like,
Yes.
we're not going to. And I had taken like a couple of pregnancy tests because we hadn't seen each other in 2 years, and like we just were getting it on. And so I'd like taken a couple and they were all negative. So I was like, oh, okay, we're doing good. Like we're not making, it's fine. And then when I did find out I was pregnant, it was a big secret. Like I don't even think, like it was a big secret, because I was like, we can't tell anybody. And like obviously we told our producers because it came into the storyline. But when I had a dress fitting, the dress they got me was like originally like ivory or something, but I really wanted white. So they like ordered the white dress. It was like somewhere in Europe and they like got it here. They like name dropped the show, got it here in like 2 weeks. It was a size too small. And they were like, whatever you do, like don't gain any weight. I was like, okay. But then I ended up pregnant. So at my dress fitting, and my mom was there and we filmed it, but the cameras weren't in the room. And the like seamstress was like, you're pregnant. Like, I can't even zip up this dress. Like, you're pregnant. And I was like, oh my gosh, don't say it
You're
anymore.
like, shh.
I know. My mom's there. She doesn't know. And so the day of our wedding, my mom and sister obviously helped me like put the dress on, and it was so tight. I mean, it was so tight that after the film crew left our wedding, I had to like unzip it and like basically have my dress off because I like couldn't even breathe in the dress because I was pregnant.
I feel like there was some scene with Kobe zipping up either your dress or it wouldn't have been your wedding dress. Was there some scene with Kobe zipping you and you going, "Oh my God, Kobe, this won't even zip"? You're
Yes.
like yelling at him.
Oh,
Yeah, it was my Cameroonian dress.
Yeah, it was Cameroonian.
For our wedding rehearsal. Yeah.
Yes.
And he's like, well, you've gained some weight. And I was like, well, I'm pregnant. Like, I'm not going to lose any weight in 9 months.
No.
Yeah. And then at our wedding rehearsal, we had margaritas, but we had to like I was fake drinking margaritas. I bought like the fake Heinekens that were like non-alcoholic. And then because of production, I like told my mom, I was like, production told me to tell you that like we need cozy or koozies because we can't see
Yeah.
the labels of the beer. But I really only did that because the Heineken with no alcohol says 000.
Yeah.
So I didn't want anyone to know, and then it was a whole thing on the internet that I was drinking champagne and I was drinking beer. And I was like, you guys, it was all non-alcoholic. Like it was all, to fake everybody out because no one could
So
find.
so production knew, but your parents did not know.
Yes, my producer was very good at like helping me like refill my drink, or like I'd have my mom pour me a margarita and she'd take it to the bathroom and dump it out and fill up a virgin margarita. So it was like,
Okay.
because if I wasn't drinking, people would catch on. Like my family would have been like, something's off.
Yeah,
So,
for sure.
yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, is there any way that Kobe will tell us the secret that Emily's dad said at the wedding?
This is just no way. It's a family secret. If I tell you,
It
it's
is.
not my secret, right?
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
Just thought if I thought I could slide it in that you
I
would be,
know.
yeah.
We have
Thought
a
now that
lot of, we
now
have a
that we're
lot of,
friends, I thought you'd tell me.
yeah,
Yeah,
a lot of
I got
fancy
a
come
lot
up.
of people ask me like, "What's the secret?" That's why it's a
Or they're,
secret,
yeah, they're like, what do you, what they
right?
give you? What they give you?
That's why it's a secret. If I
Yeah.
tell you, it's not my secret.
We were in Myrtle Beach last week with a family vacation, and we had a bunch of people come up to us, and half of them asked that question. They're like, "What was it? I won't tell anybody. Just tell me what it was."
You're like, okay, stranger.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
So, oh, I hear a baby.
Oh,
Yes,
I hear a
Scarlet.
baby.
yeah. Oh, she.
Now, how old is Coben and how old is Scarlett?
So Scarlett, she'll be 2 in October. So what? Is she 20 months?
Yeah, she's 22. She's gonna be 22 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And then Scarlett or Coben just turned 4.
Okay. And then how's that? Is he going to preschool yet? Is he doing that thing? Yeah.
He starts
And he
pre.
puts on their little backpack and he goes. It's so
Yes,
cute.
he started last year, and then he'll go this year. But he only goes half a day, so it's good for
Yeah.
him because next year he'll be in full kindergarten. Um,
Oh,
but
wow. Okay.
yeah, it's crazy how fast time. Because when we filmed, he was like
Uh,
16 months old. He was a
He
little
was
guy,
17 months
or
old
17
when I
months.
met him.
Yeah,
So you guys are really because you have 5 kids and Kobe has 10 kids so, in their family. So you're really thinking about having like a bunch of kids.
bunch of kids. Originally, when I met him, he told me that he was going to beat his dad's record, and then he told me it was 10 children, and I was like, absolutely not.
Nah,
But we could have like 4 or 5. I was like, we can meet halfway, because
yeah.
growing up there's nothing like growing up in a big family. It's so fun, and now we all get together and we have kids, and Christmases are huge and Thanksgiving. Um, so yeah, we definitely want to grow our family, but
Well,
not
I think that's but not this week, like not right away.
Not in this
not in
house.
this house.
Not in
Not in
this
this
house.
house.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my god, how much do your parents love taking care of those kids? They probably I mean, it's hard, but they probably love it. They
Oh
love it.
yeah, no. And my mom says all the time, like she's very grateful that she gets to spend all this extra time, with her grandkids because 2 of her grandkids live in California. So I mean, it's so special. And
It totally is.
yeah, we have our own space. We'll go in the basement and like do our own thing. And I keep them pretty busy throughout the day. We'll like go to the zoo or the park or the museum. So we do try to like get out as much as possible. But I think it'll be hard on all of us when we move out.
Yeah.
Especially the kids.
Are you guys going to stay in the same area in Salinas?
Yeah, we're gonna stay in Salina, look for a house. In my
Yeah.
opinion, I feel like it's always nice to start a family in a smaller city. And I'm an immigrant. Like we need all the help, like
Yeah.
all the help that we might possibly get.
Yeah,
So
we don't want to move away from family.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
Also,
Um
the kids have built a strong relationship with their grandparents that
yeah,
we don't really want to take that too far.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I grew up here in, I mean, DC. My kids grew up here, and my whole family is in Mississippi. So my parents are very close to all those nieces and nephews that were there. They're 30 to 20 something now
yeah,
because they were always there. They got to go to all their basketball games or football games or whatever they were doing. And then with my kids, I have to like get on a plane to come here to see them do anything. So it is like I tell my friends that have their parents in town, I was like, I know sometimes they can drive you crazy, but
Yeah.
it's so nice to have that help with somebody that you trust to take care of your kids,
Like
Yeah.
you know?
sometimes we have stuff that we got to go do outside, and they'll just have us and watch over the kids,
Yeah.
stuff that we cannot go with the kids. So it's
Yeah.
really nice to see how much they've helped us even
Yeah.
up till now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I loved seeing your parents on the show. They seem so they seem very like a little bit like zen and hippie
Yeah.
and just, I think your mom with her long hair. They just seem so
Yeah.
like, oh, Emily, she's our wild child, you know?
Yeah, my whole life, my mom has told me, like, so my birthday's 9/11, and she would be like,
Mm.
you need a TV show called Emily 911 because your life is so crazy. Like, ever since I was little, my life has been wild. And I was like, oh, mom, whatever. So when I went to China, it was like, oh, of course Emily's going to China. Oh, of course Emily got engaged. Of course of course she's on a TV show because it's, like my life surprises nobody because it's just always been wild.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's great. Are any of your siblings wild like that, or you're the one?
No, it's me. But I'm the middle child. I feel like middle children, they understand. We're a bit
Yeah.
of both worlds.
Kobe, where are you in the lineup of the 10 kids?
Okay, I'm like third to the last. Yeah,
Yeah,
So
so
like
yeah.
when my dad. Okay, my dad has 9 kids, and
okay.
I'm a child out of wedlock. So my dad has like 8 kids with his wife, and he got me outside. So
Okay.
my mom,
So he had 8 kids with his wife and then 2 more?
no,
The other two are
the
from your
other
mom.
two are from my mom. So my mom and dad are not like husband and wife. So he did something
Okay.
outside and had me.
We all know what he did, babe, to have you. We all know what he did.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So
Well,
when
okay.
I said
That
my
l-
dad's kid,
that's
I'm like, yeah, I'm third to the last. Yeah, and then my mom has 3 kids.
so you're still kind of the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of.
And he
Oh,
was an underwear model in China. So
and
like
my mom
he's
has 3.
wild too.
My mom 3. I have elder
Yes.
brother and younger sister from my mom. So I'm like a middle child.
Yeah.
Well, you know that they say like 2 oldest should not marry and 2 middles should not marry and 2 babies should not marry. And I have 2 older sisters,
Uh,
and my oldest sister married an oldest and my middle sister married a middle, and I'm the youngest and I married a youngest. We all did it like totally wrong.
but it all worked
It's
out.
worked out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's all worked out.
Yeah.
Everybody's fine.
Yeah.
yeah.
Nobody fights. No.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you guys are a total delight, and I'm so glad that you guys are sort of having this like because we knew one thing about you on 90 Day, and then we've just seen this whole other side of you on Pillow Talk where you're so fun and so different. Because 90 Day, obviously, you guys are like stressed about the visa and him coming here and meeting his son, and then getting married, and then hiding a pregnancy. It's a lot of drama. We probably didn't get to see the fun side of you guys so much. So I'm so glad on the show now it's the Pillow Talk we're getting to see that. I love Pillow Talk.
Yeah.
Love.
I love that. I love Pillow Talk. I
I
do.
feel like we've both grown. When I first moved here, there's so much of cultural differences and stuff like that.
Yes.
Right now, the level in which we are in our relationship is way more than what we were before.
Yeah.
I will get to
Yeah.
understand that, okay, this is where we are in America. Maybe things have been running this way. And I try as much as I can not to be too impulsive. I mean, I get to understand that, okay, this is my wife. This is how she's always been growing up. This is a cultural wise, so I feel like we are growing in a better place,
Yeah.
in a better direction.
And like you said at the beginning when we did film 90 Day, like, I mean, like everyone on the show, it's like you come to America, but like you're automatically on TV, like you're on a show.
Yeah.
And like he was, moving in with my parents who'd never met them. And I was like, my parents are amazing. They let you move in here. Like you were a total
Yeah.
stranger to them, really. Like
I was really
you talked
scared.
a couple of times and we
It's
all
a lot all at once.
Oh, it
Yeah.
was a lot. But I did have a lot of people say, like, when I yelled at him like about the car and I was like, I'm not gonna let you why would I let you drive? Like, you're not gonna drive our kid around. I don't even know how you drive. But I had a lot of people be like, it's nice to see the side where like you do argue because like couples argue.
Yeah.
But no, Pillow Talk's a lot of fun because I mean, we argue a little bit on Pillow Talk. We get into it a little bit. But
Just like any other relationship, people
Yeah.
will fight, and then most important, don't let the fight, really destroy your day, your entire day. Just
yeah.
see how much you guys can make that as soon as possible and move on with life.
Yeah.
Well, they say that, for kids, it's important for kids to see their parents have disagreements, but then also see them make up, and how
Yeah.
it's a good thing for kids to see that process of, we disagreed about something, but we were able to communicate and come to a common ground, and not, it's good to see that, and
Yeah.
not just everything's all happy and perfect all the time, because then you
Right.
grow up thinking your marriage to be happy and perfect all the time, and
Yeah.
life's not like that,
Right.
you know?
Yeah.
Since you guys are going to have 12 kids, you got to, yeah.
God, I
No, not
know.
12 kids,
Not
man.
not
I
12.
mean, like, kids over here in America is really expensive than what it would be back
Yes.
home.
Yeah.
Now I
Yeah, well,
understand, like, there are people from Cameroon in the US here who have kids and decide to, bring maybe a family member or take the kids back home for a couple of years, you know.
yeah,
So because the cost of living, I mean, back home is not as expensive as that over here, and
Yeah.
I mean, there's just no way we can have that number of kids,
Yeah. No.
also, and
especially us wanting to be as responsible fathers. I mean, I know there's somebody who can have maybe 10 kids, but I don't think he'll be able to care for all those kids. By
Yeah.
being a responsible person, if you want to be a responsible dad or mom, you can't
yeah,
you can't have that number of
Well, and I'm
kids.
not pushing out 12 kids. I
I was about to
already
say it.
told him when I'm done, like I'm getting a mom bod makeover.
Yeah.
Because I was working out a lot before him. I lost 100 pounds, and I was like,
Wow.
right when I found out that I was pregnant, I was like, I'm gonna gain all this weight. And obviously it's worth it. And I would gain 1,000,000 pounds for my children. But I was like, when we're done having kids, I'm just gonna go and get a whole makeover because my body's been through enough. And
Yes,
I don't care. And I'll own it and I'll share my journey and I'll just say, this is what I wanted to do.
absolutely. Yeah, I mean, maybe next time you'll have triplets and then you'll be done.
And then I'll be done.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
I could knock a couple out all in one pregnancy, I would do it. Yeah.
All right, you guys get to work on that. Well, no, I mean, not right this minute, but well, I know you guys are on a time frame because you got to put your kids to bed and stuff, but I've loved talking to you, and I want you to tell all the listeners where they can find you guys on, in addition to Pillow Talk, where can we find you on social media and all that jazz?
Okay, so we're both on Instagram. I'm
Okay.
MBA on Instagram, and
Okay.
you're Kobe Plays.
Kobe Place.
Kobe Plays.
I mean, when they get to you, they'll get to me for sure.
Yeah, I post him in a lot of things. So if you can find
Yes.
me, you'll find Kobe.
All right. Well, every time I drink my Stanley Cup, I'm going to think about you guys.
Oh, I'm gonna think
Oh,
about
Yeah.
you. Okay, wait, before we go, really quick,
Yeah.
will you
Yeah.
give us your most important marriage advice?
Well, I'm coming up on 23 years of
Oh
marriage.
my gosh, congratulations.
Yes, thank you. We're coming up here on it soon. I've got a 20-year-old daughter and an 18-year-old, this turned this week, 18-year-old son. And I will say the best advice really is something that could bother you so bad. Something that could bother me so bad 10 years ago now, I think is like, why did I let that bother me? It's so not important. You just have to really sort of, now that I'm older, I see the big picture. Like, it really does bug me about the mess on top of the dresser. Like, it really bothers me. It still bothers me.
Yeah,
But my husband will say, "Why does it bother you? It's not your dresser. Why do you care?"
yeah,
And then I'm like, "Because I have to look at it, because I have to see it. So it bugs me." And then you have to really think about it. Why do I care?
yeah,
It's not important. It's not important. And I can't let something like that like put me in a mood and be like, "I asked you to clean that up and you didn't." Like, it doesn't matter. Just, it's sort of like a don't sweat the small stuff, and everything is small stuff.
yeah,
We're, we're healthy, our kids are healthy, nobody has any major issues or illnesses, and just like little things like that, I'm just like so grateful for, because you certainly at this age have friends that have been through divorce or have been through terrible things with their kids and stuff, and you just think, okay, that's a good reminder that everything's not perfect all the time, but I'm pretty lucky. And I told my husband this the other day, because our kids are at the age where, and all of our friends are, their youngest child is going off to college now,
yeah,
and we've got another year, and our youngest one goes off to college. And I said, I'm so happy that I still really like my husband.
yeah,
Like I like him,
yeah,
and I want to travel with him, and I want to have, we can have dinner by ourselves, and we're not like have nothing to talk about. And I told him that the other day. I go, I'm just happy that we still like each other, and because I have certainly have friends who are like, this last kid's going to go to college, and then what am I going to do? I'm stuck with this guy
Yeah.
that I don't really like anymore,
Yeah.
And so it is really important to, and you guys seem to do a lot of like, we're just going to have a date where we're just going to like go out, the two of us, and you have to carve out that time so that you still like the person.
Right.
And so I think don't sweat the small stuff and find a way to still like that person. And if you don't, figure it out way before you wait for your kids to go to college,
Right.
because you're
Yeah.
not doing them any favors either,
Right. Yeah. I know people whose parents, I mean, my friends who did get divorced after, but it's like harder on them because they're like, then you were miserable our whole childhood,
Yeah,
But,
right.
yeah. So, oh, I love
And then
that.
they feel like, yeah, I think that, I've told him that, and he was like, "Is that a compliment?" I go, "Yes."
Yeah.
He's like, "You don't hate me on a day-to-day basis, so that's good." Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though
Yeah.
sometimes you need your time, you need your space.
You need your time.
Yeah.
Yes. And we do a lot of things separately. A lot of things separately. I do a lot of things with my friends. He does some lunches with his friends or whatever. He's like you, Kobe. He's like, I don't have a lot of friends, but somebody will come over and watch basketball with me. I'm cool. He doesn't really
Yeah.
care.
Yeah.
Guys are just different. They don't need their girlfriends like girls need their girlfriends, I think.
Oh, yeah. I'm going on to a concert with my girlfriends this weekend. I'm like, oh, I can't wait. Yeah.
Who are you going to see?
Maddie and Tay. They're a country. Is that who?
Okay.
Maddie and Tay.
Yeah.
Who's pregnant. We have a little theater downtown. It's called the Stiefel Theater, and we get a lot of big names that come.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're coming this weekend, and we're gonna go see them. Martina
That's fine.
McBride was here a couple months ago. We saw her.
Okay.
Yeah, I like to do a lot of things with my girlfriends, but I like to do a lot of things with my husband. So just like
All right.
Yeah.
You got to take Kobe to a concert.
I don't care. I mean,
we went to one.
put me in one, but I don't
Who
care.
did we
Like,
see?
I will, like, just like me, there are situations where I can take a chill with my guys, but I
Yeah.
want to chill more with my guys by myself because it's a different vibe.
Yeah, you'd
I don't
never
know
want
how-
to me.
I
Yeah,
don't know how I can explain that. We've hang out with my friends,
yeah,
but if
You're
I'm with
fine
my
there.
friends, like only boys, like
Yeah. Only boys.
all the yeah. I mean, it's a different vibe.
yeah, and that's fine. I'm like, go out with the guys, but sometimes they invite me. So then I'm like,
No
okay, I'll
problem.
come. And then I
She
would have had
wants
more
to.
fun
She
if
wants
you
to
weren't
be
there.
there all the time.
She wants to come. Yeah.
And I could
Well,
just,
Emily seems like a good hang.
Yeah,
I'm
I mean,
really
she's
fun.
good in that.
I'm
She's
so much fun.
Yeah, she's a fun type.
I feel like all my. I'm like, please invite me to your weddings. I'll come to your wedding. I'm a good time at a wedding.
Like I'll be the first on the dance floor. Just invite me.
Yeah,
Yes.
and I'll be the last too. You'll have to.
Well, I love you guys very much. Don't hang up, and I will tell everybody. Follow us on Instagram at Pink Shade Pod, and follow Emily and Kobe. Bye. Ads not read by me, Mary Payne, don't necessarily reflect the views of Pink Shade. If you'd like to listen to ad-free, you're going to go on over to Supercast or Patreon, and you can find the links to Pink Shade Prime at pinkshadepodcast.com.